The reality is most agencies have no operational prospecting program underway, hard as that is to believe. And those that do tend to have one that is more of a sales pitch. And the fact that it's a sales pitch is exactly why clients tend to resist allowing them to get in front of them, because clients don't want to be sold to. First of all, most of them already have an agency and they don't want a sales pitch from a new one. And even if they're interested in getting a new agency, they still don't want a sales pitch. Because the reality of selecting an agency is not nearly so much about capabilities as it is about people. It's about getting to know the people. I like them and I trust them. That's what hiring an agency is all about. So effective prospecting is really just as simple and as hard as getting to know each other. So that down the road, when the client needs a new agency, they know who to call. It's a lot like dating in the real world. You wouldn't think to ask someone to marry you on the first date. You go out to dinner, you go out to plays, ball games, etc., etc. You get to know each other before you decide to get married, and it's the same in new business prospecting. Now, back in the Mad Men era, they know how to do this right, but they did it with alcohol. They took people out drinking, out to dinner, out to Broadway shows, playing golf, etc. Well, today, you can't even get a current client to have coffee, let alone a prospect to agree to be entertained. So, a new paradigm is needed. And that new paradigm is about creating interesting content that is going to function as the excuse for the date. The temptation is to devise content that's about the prospect's business. But that's dangerous for two reasons. Number one, that's kind of aggressive. It's kind of like going out with someone and on the first date asking about their health history. And number two, you might get it all wrong and demonstrate you don't understand their business. The recommendation I generally make to agencies is to focus on the prospect's target audience, the consumer or the B2B target, and do a little qualitative research. Do some Skype interviews, for example, and create a little video about that consumer, about that target audience, that will justify having that date so you can begin to know each other. But the cardinal rule is, no matter what the temptation, never, ever, ever ask for the order.